Thank you for joining us here on Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. And August is the month of romance, love, and we all want to be loved. Are you loved? Are you loving? Are you lovable? That's the question. And how to get unconditional love is what we'll be talking about today on Monday Morning Mindfulness. So you be sure and join us and share the good news because everybody want to be loved, don't you?
Queen Latifah, and you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Put your hand right.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
And thank you so much for joining us here this morning on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. And as always, it is a pleasure to be here with you this morning because you could have been anywhere else on the planet, but you chose to be here with us. So I am very grateful for that. And today's topic, we are talking about how to get the love you want. Not that superficial stuff. I mean, real love. I remember Dr. Maya Angelou's in what was the Medea play that she and Cicely Tyson played in, and where the young people were, on one side and the older, seasoned citizens were on the other side. And uh, Maya and Cicely were talking about how the young people were dressed and how they were acting and things like that. And someone said, "Excuse me, they're in love." And Dr. Maya Angelou says, "Love, honey, they don't know what love is." So that's the question of the day. Do you really know what love is? Do you really know what unconditional love is? Because unconditional love comes with no barriers, and most of what we experience has something attached to it. So, I don't know so much about that. So, what do you think? You let me know what you think this morning, and we will take it from there. And if you would like to join the conversation, we would love to hear what you have to say. And you can call in at 727-731-5192. And today's show is sponsored by iTex. If you are a business owner or entrepreneur in charge of spending the organization's money, then you might want to listen to this and not spend any more money. Invest it in iTex. If you have products or services and you're not putting them on iTex, which is another platform, like another social media platform, but it goes beyond that because it offers you things that you need for your business, supplies and things of that nature. And if you don't have it and you spending money, you just throwing money down the drain. So stop throwing money down the drain and join iTex. And then you can automatically get $100 to go shopping immediately. All you have to do is mention Zelda, Zelda. Always giving thanks to the ancestors. So that way you can get a $100 gift certificate to go shopping immediately. How about that? Yep, I said it. So once you go shopping, you will never go back to this. And I am sending you the word of the day, not sending, sharing the word of the day with you from Mike House, my fellow journalist who sends me the word every day. And he sent it this morning, and I'm going to share it with you because the word of the day is how you will start your day. And where did you go? I just had it. Please don't tell me I deleted it. Well, the word for the day is right now. Find it, Zelda. So where is it, Mike House? I just had it. I apologize, y'all. Anyway, while you are thinking of what, oh, excuse me, sometimes you just need to let the digestive system do what it do. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to bring on my co-host Lawrence Lenoir. Welcome, Grand Rising. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Good morning. Good morning. God bless you. Good morning.
God bless you too, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us this morning here. How was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. I'm very grateful for my family, my friends, my sister, which people might not know is you, not blood sister, but certainly by the blood of the universe. Uh,
Amen. And
and it,
just one second. And speaking of blood sister, I'm going to bring Naima on as well because Naima has some very important messages after you finish. But go right ahead. Welcome to the podium, Naima.
Hey, how are you?
Isaac, my sister.
And rising.
All right, y'all
and
do what y'all do what you do now.
good
Yes.
morning. Good
Yeah.
morning.
It's a great morning. Yes, it is. My father said every day above ground is a good day.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. Talking about love. You know, it something that I had a discussion about over the weekend. Yesterday, we have a television show,
Mhm.
ministry does, and while my wife and I were speaking yesterday, we talked about from folklore to faith. Some of
Mm.
the things that people say that are what we call ish. It might not be a direct quote from the Bible, but it's a Bible ish. And
Bible.
I equate, things like if you take one step, God will take two. Well,
Mhm.
I equate that to love. A lot of people say loving things, but they don't perform. They
Ooh.
don't perform internally or externally that love because they weren't taught what love is. One of the good examples that I have seen of love, especially unconditional love, is a mother's love. A mother loves her child, regardless of how many windows they break, how many times they skip school, they still have hope and support and encouragement, regardless of that child's behavior. And that's what we're talking about with love, regardless of whether that person meets your needs, regardless of their behavior, regardless of their appearance, regardless of their performance, you still love them. And that's the unconditional love, that shalom love that we need to have with each other. But a lot of time we just, hey, I like you. You look good. And you got a job. Oh, that's a nice car. And oh, you got a few dollars in the bank. You like the Cubs. I like the Cubs. And so before you know it, you're talking about getting married. Then you say, well, we're running into a lot of hurdles. Well, you think because you said words that you don't know the definition of, you're not living it. Love is an expression. It's not just a word. Those four letters have so many words behind them. The word love is just an acronym. There are so many words behind that word. Behind love, you have support, encouragement, unconditional support, unconditional encouragement, guidance, patience. You have all that wrapped up in those four little letters. And a lot of people don't understand that. The first bump in the road, they ready for a divorce. The first time a child does something that the parent don't like, some parents are ready to kick them out the house or walk away from them. We talk about love all the time, but we really don't study to find out what love is. And so, therefore, guess what? We don't really love ourselves. We don't love ourselves, and that's what we have to learn how to do first. How can I love you if I don't love myself?
Yes, that's the really foundation of everything. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to show love to somebody else. And unfortunately, you have people who are having children who got serious self-esteem issues. And so they can't unconditionally love that child.
Mm-hmm.
They project a lot of the hostility that they feel toward themselves at the child. So, and I was having this conversation just the other day with some friends of ours, and we talked about abusive parents. And
Mm-hmm.
when you grow up in a household where your parents, they might buy you things or might, bake you food or whatever. But then when they're harsh and say horrible things to you, oh, you're so stupid. Oh, you can't do anything right. Or they
Right.
smack you when, they get impatient with you. You think that's love because that's what
Mm-hmm.
you receive. And so that's what you give to other people. And that's like how people's relationships. But what do you think about relationships where people will say, oh, he loves me, and then that same person beats them? Well, that's because he loves me. What do you think about people who have learned that this is a definition of love when someone abuses them?
We have a tendency to be so needy. We're so needy that we accept anything. And that's not just with people. We accept it. Like our palate. We're so needy. Oh, it tastes so good. I got to have it. Knowing that it's not good for us. Oh man, I want to feel good. So I'm gonna have this drink, knowing that it's poison. We want people in our life so bad that we accept things from them that are not good for us, and we give them excuses. The bottom line is that we were taught that. And it wasn't taught to us directly, it was indirectly, like you said, because mama got that switch. We joke about it, we make light of it. Yeah, mama used to get the switch off the tree and tear me up, but she loved me. But really, we were being mistaught, misloved. And we see a mother beating a child, and we say, well, I don't know what that child did, but there's no reason to beat that child because you're planting a seed of abuse in that child. And so what we do is we carry on these things, these proverbial folklores: spare the rod, spoil the child. We carry that on, and then it goes on into a relationship because that child is now going to be with his woman or her man or their companion, and then they're going to say, look, you're wrong, I got to put you in check, and automatically they're going to do it. And that person becomes victim minded, and then when they get in another relationship, they got to let that frustration out of what they just went through because they had to keep it pinned up because they were the victim, and they become the abuser. And so we have this cycle going on, and it all stems back to the fact that we didn't know how to love in the first place. But
That's
we just believed it because we love our mama. Like that OJ said, I'll always love my mom. We just we love our mama unconditionally. But we can't love a man who beats us unconditionally. But that's how we've been trained. Well, he loves me because he pays the bills.
and
Well,
that's
maybe you need to get rid of some of your bills and pay them yourself. You don't need nobody that's beating you. We have a history, and a lot of ethnicities do, of slavery,
yeah, domestic.
physical incarceration, if you will. And now we have been duped into mental, spiritual, and emotional incarceration. So we are sitting here every day thinking we live in our best life, and we're accepting abuse on every level because we think it's love. We're,
Yeah.
we're, we just we're looking. I remember I was joking with my wife yesterday from a Eddie Murphy satire on Saturday Night Live. He was imitating
Mm.
buckwheat,
Ah,
and He was singing "Looking for Love," and he was wooking panub in all the wrong pages, wooking panub. And I say, that's how we do. We don't even know how to look for love. We wooking panub. We don't know what we want. We just say, hey, they say love is good. When I was coming up, we had the imagery of the white picket fence, and you know, you got 2 tickets to the White Sox and an apple pie on the windowsill. Oscar Mayer hot dogs in the refrigerator, and you got to, you know, jump rope, and the guys got the little basketball, and people playing foursquare in the alley, and people having a good time, and the parents took care of the household bills, and it looked like a loving family, but there was so much dysfunction and abuse. But what we do, we compare it to other people. Well, my daddy is here. You don't even have a daddy in your house. Maybe a single parent family ain't the worst thing, because I'd rather see a single mother than see a mother that's being abused.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to thank you for that laugh this morning, because I really need that. Nookie for love. Nookie for love. Thank you.
Yeah,
I hope you all enjoying this as much as I am, because Lord knows I needed to laugh this here morning. If you just tuned in, you are listening to the antics. Lord. And Dr. Naima Latif, I am so honored to have you both here this morning, but y'all gonna have to come back, because y'all know what? We got some events going on that we need to tell y'all about, so y'all stay close. We be right back. As a matter of fact, forward this to somebody right back.
The Soulful Chicago Book Fair, Woodlawn's premier summer event, returns to 61st Street between Cottage Grove and King Drive, Saturday, August 9th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Join us for another celebration of literary works by and about the Black experience, featuring children's books, fiction books, and non-fiction works by local and international authors. The main stage will host an entertainment lineup second to none, with Pari Lenoir, Aniba and the Soul Stars, and the mesmerizing Moo Moo Fresh. Special guest, DJ Celeste. The community stage features a variety of family-friendly performances, such as DJ sets produced by IC Music, an organization that trains and promotes blind audio engineers. All this and more, Saturday, August 9th, free and open to all. Be there. Visit soulfulchicagobookfair.com for more information.
And we'll be broadcasting live there, and hopefully you'll be there too. We will be, the whole female solution will be right there. We'll be on set with our boss, Asada Franklin. Gathering of the Griots will be on here tomorrow, 7 a.m., and she will be sharing that information with you. And this is the only book fair that I know of personally that is cleverly disguised. This is actually, it's a party cleverly disguised.
At the book fair. Yeah, with a 4-block party on 61st Street from King Drive to Cottage Grove.
Who does that?
Yes.
Asada. That's who does it.
Yeah, you gotta be there. Got to be there. Got to be there. Yeah.
Be there in the morning. I know. Don't sing, Zelda. That ain't your specialty. So stay away from it. Okay. My specialty is laughing in the morning, so I can get y'all started, so y'all can get some love in this morning. And you know what you said about not getting enough love, because we don't even know what love it is. Like you said, we just we accept abuse because he beat my mama, so I know my daddy loved my mama, so he beat me too. I know you love me too. That's not love.
Yeah,
that's terrorism.
That's the thing we have to unlearn. And we'll be launching a parenting class next month, which totally changes the way we think about our job as parents and what we need to teach our children coming into the world now. Because all of that abusive behavior, that is not love. And we got to stop putting that forth in future generations by the way we raise our children. The verbal abuse, which all of us grew up with because that's what our parents thought they needed to do to motivate us. Well, no, it isn't. But we don't know any better. You don't know better until you learn better. And so we'll be launching that parenting class called Parenting with Peace. And that means no beatings, no verbal abuse, no threats of violence, no denigration and making you feel bad and shaming you. None of that. Because you can't produce loving human beings by treating them hatefully. You can't.
Right.
And you wonder why there's so much violence in the street, because there's violence at home.
Yeah.
Everything begins at home.
Everything begins
Somebody
at
getting smacked upside the head, or the kids, mama throwing a skillet at them, a broom, a belt, a shoe, whatever. That's the norm in our community, and it should not be. Asada wrote the book about it.
I know, and she said, people would talk about it. You'd be laughing, but it's almost like laughing to keep them crying. Oh yeah, mama beat me with an iron cord. Yeah, mama beat me with a shoe.
See the webs on my back. Oh, look at my arm. Oh, look at my leg.
Permanent scars. You laugh about it, but it's really horrifying because
it is horrifying.
It's cultural domestic terrorism. We have domestic terrorism in our families, not only in our communities, but in our families. And that's heavy. And if you look at the definition of domestic terrorism and you look at an abusive family, you would say, hey, that man or woman is committing a federal offense.
I'm gonna have to use that one. Domestic terrorism. That's
domestic terrorism.
That's what we're putting our children through. We got some comments. Want me to bring them on the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody told me to keep my forehead out the screen. So, so you got your glasses on. You can read.
Don't worry about that, sister. I had a bishop tell me once. A few years ago, when you make videos, you need to back up. Your nose is too big. Your nose is, and I just got ghetto with him. I said, well, I don't see you on there.
Oh!
All right now. Michelle Pearson, Grand Rich Rising Millionaires. Thank you, Michelle. We received that, girl. Thank you. How about that? And Shantae Amber Kelly says, hey, I guess you just say, hey, girl. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And Michelle says, I follow Jesus to get the love I need. And keep that up there. I am so glad you said that. Because I know we gonna talk about this right here.
We can.
Because the love on the outside is what we're seeking. Because we have not mastered the love on the inside.
On the inside, right.
This ain't what I heard. This is what I know.
Right.
So once you get through doing and praising and worshiping and all of that, do we take the time to get quiet to see what the Spirit has to say, or whatever you choose to call your God, Allah, Yada, Huway, Yud, Hey, Wav, Hey, Jesus, whatever you decide to call it? Do you listen to it in quiet time?
And I know both of those queens. One is in Texas and one is in Ohio. Both of them are women of God.
Amen.
Both of them are business women.
Amen.
Both of them are go-getters. And I've been around them in person and online. And I've never seen them waver. Even in business, they stay focused on God. They stay focused on trying to help people. And that's what it's all about. We're talking about a holistic love. Sister Naima, and I still remember you sitting in that yard I still remember you sitting in the yard talking to the vegetation. I still remember
yes.
that. So we're talking about things like that. We're talking about on
Yes.
every level of our life, holistically loving ourselves. Because see,
Yes.
if I don't take, I've seen men who want to do everything for a woman. But I remember back in the days when a woman would look at a man, they'd look at his shoes to see if they run over or if they dusty or something. They'd look at his fingernails to see if they got dirt under them. Ain't no excuse you work on the garbage truck. You ain't got no business with dirty nails and you trying to court somebody.
I know.
I remember that. How was his haircut? Forget the latest style, man. You going to get a job. So you might have to do your hair in a way that's acceptable to that job you want. It don't change who you are on the inside. It changes how you look on the outside, and that's the problem. We think that how we look on the inside, on the outside, is who we are. We're projecting an image, but we need to be the person that we think we are. We need to know we're that person on the inside. Because I'm going to tell you something, and I'm sure you all have ran into people, unhoused people, guys who might have been drinking wine on the corner, but they drop some golden nuggets. And you say,
baby,
you know all that, and you're in this situation.
Yes.
Stop looking at the outside. And that's what we pay attention to, the outside. And it's the same thing with, like you said, sis, whatever, yada yada, Buddha wada, whoever you want to worship or follow, are you just looking at how, you go to church? Well, I know how to make this look good. I know how to do that. But when I get out of church and I'm driving down the street and somebody cut me off and I talk about their mama, what happened to all that praise and hallelujah?
Yeah, I know. What happened to that godly spirit that you threw the F word at him because it
Exactly. And see, here's another thing. If I'm sitting up with my wife, and we went through this the other day, we were sitting in the office and she said, look, I did my hair. And her hair has gotten so much longer, and that's nobody but God. I never seen nobody that had cancer and was taking chemo and their hair grew.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes, her hair has grown like this much.
Wow, that's
what she asked God for. She asked God not to have her look like what she's going through. So she's telling me about it, and I'm sitting here like this, just on my phone. Yeah, I hear you. Then it hit me. Wait a minute. I threw that phone to the side. I said, yeah, because she's important. The phone ain't going nowhere. And see, so that's love. What is your priority?
Yeah.
When I'm talking on the phone, how many times do we put the phone on mute and then finish looking at our program? Or we finish doing what we doing?
Whatever. Yep.
Thank you. So we're not paying attention to the person we're talking to. If we don't want to talk, say, listen, I'm busy. Let me talk to you when I got a little more time, unless it's really important. That's an expression of love and support, not just having them on the phone and ignoring them and saying like Big Mama used to say, you don't say. Well, Lord have mercy.
And their mind is somewhere else.
Yeah, Big Mama couldn't remember even who she was talking to. But
I had to learn to stop doing that.
She's so supportive. She don't even know who you was on the phone. So we have to focus on treat people like you want to be treated. But the first person you got to treat is yourself.
Yes.
You got to treat yourself. Feel good. You ain't got to be the most beautiful or handsome person in the world, but make sure you're regardless of what Zelda say, make sure you brush your teeth. Your breath stinks. You can speak to people early in the morning. But no, keep yourself looking presentable. And presentable don't mean the latest fashions. Just keep yourself looking presentable, when you're acceptable in a crowd. And just and have polite conversation. That it's so simple. We talk about worshiping God. You brought that up earlier, how people go to church and they want to worship and all. Then they go out and, like you said, Sister Naima, then they want to drop the F-bomb as soon as they get out of church.
Run you over in the parking lot of Christ Universal Temple.
Oh,
right.
He named the location.
Now you.
Y'all go to that church. You know that was you.
Laughter is good for the soul. I want to thank y'all this morning because I needed some laughter right here because the tea wasn't getting it. So the laughter is, you cannot tell me laughter ain't healing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You know that worship. You talk about worshiping in church or wherever they are, the mosque or wherever, the hall, wherever. But that worship should be part of your life 24/7 when you wake up in the morning.
Come on now. Oh, like I woke up this morning. Hallelujah.
Yeah. You should be stretching and saying, I'm so glad I got this body. I want to take care of this body. And I want to brush my teeth or my tooth, or whether I have to take my teeth out of a cup and brush them or whatever I have to do. I wanna enjoy today. You gotta get to an age where you say, I want to eat the right thing. I don't want to wake up in the morning and say, give me a pork chop sandwich. And yeah, I say a sandwich. Give me a pork chop sandwich.
We do eat sandwiches.
But I can tell y'all colored people from the South.
Baby, let me tell you, I used to call folks country down south till I had to go live down south, and I became one of them country people, and it took me a minute to lose my country accent. Well, I got the country accent back right now. I don't care. Country, I don't care as long as call me country. As long as you call me when them greens ready on the stove. That's all. You know
what they do in the country compared to the city. Now in the country, somebody will feed you in a heartbeat.
Yes, sir.
They gonna up north. They'll offer you a drink.
Sure will.
But when it's time for them to eat, they say, "Give me a minute. I'll be right back." And
I know, and then you sit there hungry, and then they're in the other room eating.
Right.
And I think that's a cultural thing. I find that people who are in more rural environments tend to be more hospitable to strangers because you don't see people all the time. So somebody's traveling up the road and they stop by, you feed them and everything. They don't do that up north because there's so many people. You learn to be distant because there's so many people. Right. So you don't have that same level of just love from strangers. Hospitality. Oh, do you need to spend the night? We got some extra towels. Here's a bed. You don't get that kind of hospitality in the north because the more people there are, the less friendly people become. The more they kind of put a wall around themselves where they don't talk to each other, and that just becomes that urban culture where people walk past you on the street and you might be laid out on the ground and they don't know if you fainted or what. Do they call 911? No, they just figure, they drunk and keep on walking. Step over you, keep on walking. Whereas someplace, there's somebody laying in the road. There might be a problem. Call some help. They don't do that.
And that's one of the things that I love about the Higher Learning Network. Since I was first introduced to this wonderful organization that was helping people, I didn't even know about the unhoused people that the Higher Learning Network was helping. I just saw people coming into the old Can TV studios, and I was saying, wow, she's giving all these people an opportunity to talk and about what they're doing and everything. She's really helping people. Then I found out she's helping people that we step over or step around. See, we're so busy. If we have a business, we're so busy trying to get our business off the ground and get other people involved in our business, get other people to come to our church, our mosque, our hall. We want to be around like-minded people, but we do not want to interact with people who might not smell like us. I tell you what, they could have a 3-piece suit on and sleep in a tent and we still won't want nothing to do.
Come on now. And that's one of the things that we'll be discussing Wednesday on Naima's show is about how people treat unhoused people, and you don't have
Mhm.
to treat them like that, because you don't never know when your next journey gonna send you down to Lower Wacker Drive, and then we got to come down there looking to feed you. So
That's
don't
right.
be. That's what this whole experience of helping our unhoused neighbors has taught me,
Mhm.
because all my life I have been extremely judgmental.
Mhm.
And this
Right.
experience has taught me, because I've been homeless, unhoused. I know what that feels like. So this is my classroom.
Oh
Mhm.
yes.
This is my classroom.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
for those of you, I'm sorry, go ahead, Naima.
Well, I was just going to say that many people are judgmental because they can't empathize with going through hard times. And so they assume that somebody who is unhoused is worthy of scorn and rejection. And they look down on, why can't they get themselves together? They need to get off drugs, they need to get off alcohol. But you don't know what tragedy they may have gone through. So
Right.
Wednesday, we'll talk about some people who living just regular lives, and then things happen, and they lost jobs, lost, maybe after a divorce, got maybe thrown out the house, a teenager, mad, parents mad because, oh, you got pregnant, oh, you think you're grown, get out.
Yep.
So what do people think happens if you throw a child out the house? Where do you
Mhm.
think they go? So things that happen in your life that will cause you to be out on the street, that doesn't mean you're a horrible person, but things
Right.
happen to you, and then you didn't have the support that you need. So we'll talk about what happens to the support. What about other family members? What about, how do you get to a point where nobody helps you? Because that's what happens to the people that
Yeah.
you help. Nobody's helping them anymore, and they're still human beings.
Yep.
Mhm.
And they still breathe, and they need love just like everybody else. So don't count them out, baby, because you don't know where
You
you
might
don't know
be
when
one.
that you might be one of them. And there's
Mhm.
Chef Tony. So thank you, Chef Tony.
A little chicken bouillon in it and make it taste real good. Tricks of the trade.
All right,
All
now.
right,
Oh, so he's sharing his little tricks of the trade for those of you who have not had the blessing of going to YouTube. You just saw our YouTube channel, so please go to Higher Learning TV show. You'll be glad you did. We got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And Naeem, I need you to pull up the um, um, if you want to advertise here. Okay, and then we will be right back. So you just hold on. Okay.
all righty.
Latifa, and you're watching ZTV on the Higher Learning Network. Put your hand right.
And thank you for continuing to make a difference here on the Female Solution on the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1, and 24/7 on the World Wide Web. And as you can see, there's a TikTok page. Please thank you for going to it and subscribing. It had a wonderful time this weekend. You'll see at the DuSable Museum. There was so much fun. I'm not going to waste your time. You can go there and check that out on your very own.
Hey, that was a great program. Yes.
Yeah. Well, wonderful things are always happening at the DuSable Museum, and if you don't have a membership, shame on you. I'm sorry, don't mean to say shame on you, but get one. Okay. And thank you for all the work that you do in sharing these videos and sharing the Higher Learning Network YouTube page, because that's where the bulk of the information is. All the work that we do, it is right there. We've been doing it for a minute. So if you would like to join the conversation and help us continue to help those in need, the information is scrolling right there underneath the screen. Help us continue to feed our neighbors. Lord have mercy. Did you just send us another payment, Dr. Lawrence? Oh, Lord have mercy. Help me.
How wonderful.
About to.
You do know. But you do know, because I see myself in those people, Naima, Dr. Lawrence, Dr. Leaf. I see myself in them. And it just hurts me that I can't do more.
Right.
So I do what I can. And I don't beat up on myself about it no more. Because, I there's a guy who does a Taste of Homeless. And he was on Roosevelt and Michigan, I think it was, and they were lined up. He was cooking barbecue and dogs and hamburgers, and they were lined up. And I'm thinking to myself, Tony, how come we don't do something like that? And then I thought about that one time that we did go out and barbecue in the park. Child, we had to make 6 loads to the trunk.
Ooh, that's so overwhelming. I mean, I think it's a thing you really need to build a team of people to do, because I mean, you and Tony do a fantastic job, but the need is so great.
So great, and it's continuing to grow.
Yes. So yeah, we'll be talking about a program that we're launching that we believe will address how people can get involved in that process, so that we're all involved in helping each other and benefiting from helping each other. So we'll talk about that on Wednesday as well.
And one of the basic things of love is, because like we spoke earlier about this, people have been mistaught about what love actually is. But even at the bare bones, the bare minimum of me loving somebody else, I need to make sure their basic needs are met as much as I can. And one of those basic needs, I might not be able to put you in a place with a roof over your head. I might not be able to come and find you and bring you clothes your size, or blankets or pillows. Maybe somebody else does that. But one thing I can do is pick my phone up, and I can send money through Zelle or Cash App to the Higher Learning Network to help them get food, to give the basic need to another human being.
Right. If you can't do it, send money to somebody who can. That's what you do. Yes.
How do you say that you love your companion or even love your children? How can you even say you love your mama when you looking at TV feeling sorry for the children and nothing against, no shade against them in other countries who have gotten to the point where their bellies have started to expand and they're dirty and they have flies flying around them, and you really want to help them, but you will walk right past the people here who are one step away from that.
Laying on the street.
You can help people here. Sometimes all they need is a meal to have enough energy to get up and do something that day to make a difference in their life.
Say that.
So it's imperative. It's imperative that we help people. No, you don't have to interact if you don't want to. But you would, I don't know if I send you a swastika with Hitler's name on it because you don't care about people. You just want to step over. I don't know. But if you're not willing to help a person with a sandwich or two,
Don't they
that's
call it
out there,
cheap
because everybody out there is not out there for cause of drugs. They're not
sugar?
out there because of
Good,
they've been
good,
incarcerated. They're not
good.
out there because of alcohol. They're not out there because of prostitution. Some people are out there. Some people have went through some trauma that caused some kind of mental illness. Some people are out there because of emotional situations. Some people, most of us, were never taught how to manage our money. So some people mismanage their money. Like with me,
Most
I
of
was
us.
living, I was
Most
living
of us.
in an apartment, and the rent went up $400. They told me, and that was in 6 months. I had
Wow.
just signed the lease. 6 months later, it went up $400. I said, I got to move. I didn't even know where I was going, but I had my stuff packed because I had to get out of there. I couldn't see myself paying that kind of money.
Okay.
And so, things happen. And like you, Zelda, I've been homeless. And I know how it is. I had family members look at me and say, I hate to see him coming. Now they call me and say, how you doing? What's going on? You having Thanksgiving dinner this year? Now
I
they
know.
want to
Where
be.
were they when you needed a plank?
Yes.
Now they know you all of a sudden.
Yes. Yes.
But that's the thing. People will blame a person for going through something difficult because they don't want to help, so they justify in their own minds. Well, see, it's their fault because they messed up their money, or they didn't work hard enough on their job and they got fired. Whatever it is in their minds, they decide that it's your fault that you're homeless or going through a hard time, and so that way they don't have to feel guilty about not helping. That's what people do.
And I'm gonna give you an example, and this is for all the church folks. In the Bible, and if you feel guilty, you should. In the Bible, there was a man. There was a man who stood on the sidelines with everybody else while Jesus, Yeshua, the Christ, was carrying that old rugged cross, and it was weighing him down, and he was being hit with cow dung and rocks thrown on him, and children was beating him with sticks, and people was punching him, but he was still carrying that cross to go and be crucified on. And one man stepped up and said, let me help you carry it. One man. Now, you can be that one man. Help somebody carry their load. Help somebody make it that next step by donating something to help get them something to eat.
A donut, cup of coffee, cup of tea, anything. When you hungry, baby, that little growling in your stomach don't go away till you put something in it. And quiet as it's kept, I've learned through trial and error that you're not always hungry when your stomach is growling. You think you're hungry because that's what you've been taught. You are really thirsty. Is that food for thought or what? And if you don't believe me, the next time you get hungry, drink you 16 ounces of water and see how you feel. And so I said that to say this: trust your body. It will never tell you wrong. Stop listening to folks out there and listening to what's in here, because Spirit, I know, ain't gonna never leave you wrong. We got to take our last break right quick, but before we do, I want you to let you know all the information that you got here today. Anything that you didn't, you want to hear it again, you can always go back to our blog, which is tumblr.com, Higher Learning TV Show. But if you go to higherlearningnetwork.org, click in the right hand corner, it'll take you to all the blogs and all that good stuff. And this is what you see today: how to get the love you want, with Dr. Lawrence Lenoir. And coming up next week, what you can do to help your family and community with the rising costs. Because, baby, last night, Viata show, Plan B, it's going on. If you got a
Mhm.
plan A, like Luther back in the day, he said there was no plan B. It was this plan A. This is what I'm going to do, and that's what he did. That doesn't hold truth anymore. But you might need a
No,
plan A, B, C, and D. And
right.
so, Illinois
Yes,
Chamber of
indeed.
Commerce, Siri Hibbler will be joining us for that. So, and any updates after the show will be, but there's lots of information on this. So please go there and check it out. And we're going to take our last break, and Naeem is going to pull up the
You know
advertising
what?
commercials.
I wasn't able to locate that in the system.
Oh, okay. Well, I will just remind our viewers. Well, you can remind them. How about that? Uh,
Well, let me see.
just remind them of what they need to do, like on air everywhere and stuff like that. And in a minute, we'll be right back. Hold on. Canaglobe. That is an organization that we have joined in order to raise funding for our projects, the homeless project where we help feed the unhoused, also for our teen talent contest. And they say, Zelda, you selling cannabis? No, we're not selling cannabis. If that's what you want, that's what you do. But I'm a senior. I have aches and pains. I don't know about you. So I got me some watermelon gummies and I got some shrooms. I don't have them problems anymore, and it just makes my whole workload a whole lot easier. Because we sit in chairs all day, we're not moving, and it is that lack of movement that causes more anxiety and inflammation in our joints, and like our knees and hips and stuff like that. Anyway, I said all that to say this: if you would like to get more information on how to be take part of that, you can always text me at 312-383-9749. And you can also go to our Shift store, which is shift.store/higher learning network. And thank you, Dr. Lawrence Lenoir, for allowing us the opportunity to be a part of that so that we could continue in a variety of ways of raising funds for our unhoused community. And you had something you wanted to add to that?
Yes, I do. I want to say, but wait, there's more. Now, for the next few days until August 9th, that's the last day, August 9th, you can have your own online dispensary for only $65.
Wow.
$65. This is in celebration of our new television show, which is going to be airing soon, called Making the Brand, with Brandon T. Jackson, the actor who played in Big Mama's House with Martin Lawrence. He played in Percy Jackson and the Olympians. He played in Tropic Thunder. He's played in so many movies, and he's bringing so many stars that are getting on board. And it's kind of like an America's Got Talent thing, where you can come on, present your idea, and then if they like it, they support you and help your business grow. But it's all through Shift, formerly known as Canaglobe. It's all through our company. So in celebration of this, just like stores have Black Friday or they have celebration, we are selling 10 handkerchiefs for $1 for Mother's Day, things like that. We have until August 9th, instead of the normal $515 to get started, it's only $65. You can have your own online dispensary with over 400 products with Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Cheech and Chong products, 80% medicinal, 20% recreational, drop ships to every state in this country and 26 other countries. I've got people calling me from Nairobi and Uganda that want to come on
Ooh.
board, but we're not in those two countries yet, but I'm going to make it work.
Oh,
I'm going
Ooh.
to make it
Yeah.
work because Chicago City Council is all up in arms about the cannabis industry. A lot of cities in their meetings, their city hall meetings, are talking about how can they legalize it, and they're trying to put everything together so they can bring money in because
Mm.
it is supported not only by the federal government but by the DEA. So for people who have a stigma thinking, well, that's weed, right there. So why would the DEA support it? Why would the DEA sponsor it? Why is it that I can get on the airplane with my products and other people can't? Because mine meet the 2018 agricultural bill guidelines. And so the federal government is on board with us. No other company has that. No other.
Mm.
So $65, you could be a business owner. Everything is already set up, your back office, everything. It's a wonderful opportunity for businesses and nonprofits to fundraise with legitimate products, and it don't have to be smokable. It could be the
thank
pain
you.
bomb, like you
Oh,
showed. It could be the pain bomb that I use. That's why I'm moving like this. The coffee helps
and the
soothe.
chicken batter. Don't forget about the chicken batter. Don't forget about the chicken
And
batter.
the chicken batter. We got chicken
Mm.
batter. I'm telling you, that chicken batter, if you in pain, you won't be after one drumstick. I'm you think your mama chicken hit the spot. Woo! And you don't
Ah!
need no seasoning on the chicken. You just the chicken batter's already seasoned. All you
Mm.
have to do is dip it in there. That's it. That's it.
All
So
right.
Everything you need.
Yep. So
that's
all
right.
you all street corner pharmacists, it's time for you to get legit. You
Get
want to
me.
pay that $65 so you can be in business and nobody can hassle you
Thank you.
because
Right.
you are government approved.
Thank you.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
so
That's right.
any questions? Everything will be on the blog, which is
Mhm.
Higher Learning TV Show at what did I say? No, Tumblr.com. Go to higherlearningnetwork.org. Everything you need is right there. How about that?
Mhm.
It is 7:57. Where has the time gone?
No.
Wow. But before we go, let me remind you, if you'd like to have your business promoted on the Female Solution radio show over 20 times a week, inbox naima.thefemalesolution@gmail.com so that you can get your words advertised here, your work, your worth,
Yes.
your business advertised right here on the Female Solution. You want to give us a closing thought, Naima?
We are so grateful for our dear sister Zelda, who shows love to those who are in need of a roof over their heads and food in their stomach. And that's the greatest love, when you can show love to a stranger.
Mm.
And all of us every day need to see those people that we step over and step around.
Amen.
They are human beings.
Thank you.
And one day we could be sitting on the street as well. So show the love, share the love, be the love. And we're going to talk more about that on Wednesday on the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. So see us 7 a.m. Central. And our dear sister Zelda will be back to talk more about how you can help.
And you can always help by going to higherlearningnetwork.org. And there's plenty of information, cash, Venmo, and all that good stuff. Dr. Lenoir, closing thought,
Yeah,
please.
I was just gonna say, send a donation, help somebody.
Amen.
Zelda, I want to piggyback what Sister Naima said. I want to thank you personally for being a love bounty hunter. You are out
Mm.
there showing the love to people that nobody shows them by
Mm.
bringing them food and
Mm.
food of love. You give them love to feed on by you expressing that care and concern for their basic human needs. And so I want to thank you for that, because not only, like Sister Naima said, can we be out there one day, but I promise you, if you go through 200 or 300 unhoused people, you're going to see somebody you know. Somebody you went to high school with, somebody from your old neighborhood, somebody you used to work with.
Yes.
And the first question you're going to ask is what happened, but you should be asking, what can I do? What
Ooh.
Ooh,
can you do?
Lord have mercy.
Donate.
And on that note, what can you do? You see it scrolling right there on the screen. You can do it. I can do it. We can do it. We can all do it. And thank you for being a part of the solution, the female solution. See you back here in the morning, 7 a.m. with the side of Kirkland, gathering of the griots. Thank you. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned. You'll be glad you did. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for caring. Make it a great day.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
I am now prospered in expected and in unexpected ways. I am now prospered in expected and in unexpected ways. I give thanks for all that I have and for all that I share. Abundance is mine. Nature nurtures, and so it is.